is my 2002 Honda Integra Type R, and for those who have watched my last vlog will know that I recently replaced my Gumtree spec 2.5 inch catback with a brand new Skunk2 3-inch exhaust along with aftermarket PLM headers. So after about 2 months of driving, allowing the exhaust to get burnt in, what do I think about the modifications? But first, let me quickly explain why I specifically bought these two parts.
So the headers I went with are PLM power driven stainless steel headers. Now these are tri-wire header, typically designed to improve mid-range torque. Now I know you guys might be asking, Eric, why didn't you get Mugen or a Toda? And the answer is it's just way too expensive. I mean, for a third of the price, I can buy these PLM headers which are constructed with high quality material. I mean, anyone who has PLM headers will say the exact same thing. And not only that, it's just not worth spending that extra money to possibly only gain 1 or 2 horsepower. I mean, for me, I'm happy that I'm getting something else that is truly good quality and also improving power. And these PLM headers, they're not just designed from scratch. These are actually replicas of Six Sigma Racing's headers, which are some of the best on the market. So with the exhaust, I went with the Skunk2 3-inch catback. Now again, some of you guys might be saying, Eric, why on earth did you get a 3-inch exhaust? I mean, you should have just went with 2.5. 3 inches way too big and you're gonna lose back pressure. Well, the K20 is a little bit different to your typical small naturally aspirated engine. And on a simple Google search, you could just type in K20 with 3-inch exhaust, and many dynos have proven that the 3-inch exhaust yield more gain. Now, I will say for a lightly modified car like my Integra Type R, a 2.5 inch as opposed to a 3-inch may only improve 1 or 2 horsepower and not wheel horsepower, simply because, you know, yeah, it's not that big of a difference. I mean, having that much will not be beneficial, but the beneficial thing about having a 3-inch exhaust is the future modifications that I will be putting on my Integra Type R, and that's when the 3-inch exhaust will come into play and it will yield better gains than a 2.5-inch exhaust. I just simply love the orchestra that this car makes at wide open throttle. And did I mention that it's ear shattering as well? I just love the way VTEC crosses over with the new headers and exhaust now in place. I mean, it's so Honda signature-like. It's high, it's sharp, it's relentless. It just makes me want to drive faster and longer every single time I put my foot down.
But the headers and exhaust is not always screaming on the road every time my foot is on the throttle, making me look like a complete egghead. It's rather quite subtle.
Now, because this is an everyday commute for me, I have to balance my car between race car and comfortability, and I would like to keep my ears for the next 5 years of my life at least.
When the car is at idle, it sounds like any other everyday car, which is great for repelling any unwanted attention while I'm at the lights or at a stop sign.
So, as a very sensible driver out on the public roads, shifting gears at below 3,000 RPM, the car doesn't really sound loud at all. I mean, sure, it is louder than the stock system, but the hum is very subtle and very humble. And that is absolutely brilliant. Although the drone is still there, the drone is there just to remind you that when you put your foot down, that you can just do that.
And now for the big question, does all that VTEC sound actually make a difference in power? Although there is no dyno figures for me to show you, I certainly can say from what I have driven that the answer is without a doubt a gigantic yes.
Well, firstly, the car is so much more responsive now, is that once I put my foot down, the car immediately responds to my right foot. Now, I never used to be able to do that, and that was a big problem out on the normal roads, because overtaking cars, I had to put it in VTEC just to cross a Toyota Corolla. Now, overtaking cars have never been easier. All I do is put my foot down, and I'm accelerating from 60 to 80, just like that on 6th gear. And as for VTEC, I mean, the power there has absolutely improved as well, but I wouldn't say the power has increased as much as the mid-range torque, but the power certainly has improved by a significant amount. And because of that, everyday driving, spirited driving has been absolutely enjoyable. And you know, these two modifications on my car, I did have my doubts of whether or not these two were a right combination, and after putting it in, I definitely made the right choice.
So there we have it, a review of my exhaust and header installed in my Integra Type R. Now if you want to keep up to date with me or my car or whatever, feel free to follow me on Instagram or Twitter. The link will be in the description below. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please give this video a thumbs up and check out my channel. I do other stuff as well. If you do like it, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.